Om Gurubhyo Namaha. I offer my salutations to the lotus feet of my Guru, His Holiness Maharishi Mahesh Yogi. Jai Gurudev. I want to take a few minutes to introduce myself and to convey in a few words why this knowledge is being brought out for the benefit of all globally. This Bhagavad Gita, which is rendered by Maharshi Ji, is the gift to the whole world. And I am simply attempting to give the essence of it and to add a few practical points here and there. Now let me briefly introduce myself. I am now Mata Brahmanandamayi, a Purna Sannyasi who was known earlier as Dr. Kumuda Reddy. I have been a physician by profession, studied Maharshi Ayurveda and practiced Ayurveda integrated with allopathy, and I have written a number of books on Ayurveda, Upanishads, Ramayana, children's stories, etc. This is the first major work I am bringing out to the world under the name Ma Brahmanandamayi. This Mataji lived in USA since 1974 and has been a sincere seeker from birth. Became fully self-realized in the year 1992 and began growing in cosmic consciousness since then. In the year 2006, made the decision to return to India and be completely in sadhana to finish my enlightenment. So remained in Tirumala Hills 2007 to 2012 and attained cosmic consciousness, complete cosmic consciousness, grew into God consciousness and attained God realization, and then grew into unity consciousness and attained the Brahmi Chetana. In the year 2012, left the Himalayas, and this is where the existence of Brahman expressed. In 2017, on January 14th, I took the Purna Sannyas, being fully enlightened. The same time, made the decision to help with Maharishi's vision for Vedic India and global Ramraj. So left Himalayas in June of 2017 and came to Hyderabad and started the project of Ideal Vedic Villages of Ramraj in Odisha, incorporating the 5 Vedic technologies of transcendental meditation, Gita, Bhagavad Gita, basic Ayurveda, Vedic organic agriculture, and revival of Vedic arts, languages. Despite the COVID, this work is being continued. Now, taking Purna Sannyas means remaining as self, remaining as whole, with the natural renunciation of the relativity, which in essence means you remain as the self, and though you do things in the relative world, you remain uninvolved. So when one has taken sannyas, then one is not referred to with the old name or the past life. So here I had to say all this so that you can understand this Mataji and what she is trying to do. So as a sannyasi, one remains only for the welfare of the world, and one remains in ahimsa and abhaya, that is not creating fear in others because of you or leading someone beyond this fear and violence. Ahimsa is non-violence. Ahimsa is more than non-violence. It has greater and wider implications. It denotes of no violence in the thoughts, speech, behavior and actions, not doing any harm to others, not only just other beings, but also everything in the creation, which also includes other beings and the environment. After I have taken sannyas, there was no desire in me to really write or bring out any further work in terms of publications. But when COVID came, I realized that it is good to speak on Maharishi's Bhagavad Gita in the year 2020, in the month of July, starting on Guru Purnima. And what you are hearing now is those talks which I began then, and I am continuing. This knowledge of Bhagavad Gita is universal. One might see it as a spiritual book or as a holy book for Hindus, but in essence the knowledge is universal and everyone can use it and should use it and should benefit from it. When one is enlightened, one becomes universal in the heart and cosmic in the mind. So the enlightened will see every other being as an extension of himself or herself and sees this consciousness as the source of all the diversity that is there. So the enlightened has the welfare of all that is there in the creation, including you human beings, in his heart. Now someone might ask, what is consciousness? There have been volumes written on it, but in a simplest way, I will try to explain. Suppose if you look at a seed of a banyan tree, which is very, very tiny, and you open it, all you see there is a space. So you might think that inside it is empty, and out of this emptiness is growing a very large banyan tree. So now we cannot say this is just an empty dead space. We will say it is empty, but it is some live energy there. So also the source of this consciousness from where we came, which was unmanifest in the beginning, is also like a primordial energy. Unmanifest, but like an energy. And this is referred to as the Adi Shakti, which exactly means primordial energy. So from this unmanifest consciousness, which is called Chaitanya, came all the myriad creation in all its diversity and multiplicity. But in essence, everything in the creation came from the 5 elements: the space, the air, water, fire, and earth. And all of the minds evolved from the 3 gunas, the sattva, rajas, and tamas. And all of us as human beings and also other beings have the mind, the body, emotions, intellect, intelligence, behavior, and consciousness. So all of the nature that you see outside is the same nature within you. All of the consciousness that the other person is the same as you. Now again, this unmanifest consciousness first expressed itself as the vibrations in the form of sound, and this is further expressed as the Veda, the pure knowledge that came, which is again universal and beneficial to everyone in the world. Bhagavad Gita is referred to as Vedanta. That means the end of the Veda, or the whole essence of the Vedas. And it is also referred to as the Upanishad. And all of the knowledge is structured in consciousness. Every enlightened sage in the recent era have written something on Bhagavad Gita or spoken on it. Depending on the different times and the needs of the population, different aspects of Bhagavad Gita have been presented. Different commentaries were done. Here, the attempt of this Bhagavad Gita is to raise the consciousness of every human being to gain the higher states of consciousness and to be enlightened. So here is the opportunity to gain everything in the relative world and also to gain the knowledge to become enlightened. If I added anything at the end of the essence of Maharishi's Gita, it is only trying to bring some of the practical aspects that are needed in the present age. But the real essence is what Maharshi Ji says. Bhagavad Gita is not a book where you read it once and you put it aside. It has to be read every day, and hopefully with these recordings you would listen to them every day, because the knowledge grows. As the consciousness is changing, the knowledge will be changing, and you will not be able to gain the full knowledge of it until you get enlightened. And let me tell you, even the enlightened read Bhagavad Gita every day, because enlightenment is also expanding. In the infinitely infinite way, enlightenment also continues to expand. And in the same way, this knowledge of Bhagavad Gita also keeps expanding. Now I will tell you how to listen. You do your meditation, and after your meditation, after you get your rest, then you listen to it with your eyes closed, listen to it with ease, just like a river flowing. You don't have to try to capture every word and every meaning. This knowledge is transcendental, so it will not only help with your transcendence, but also it will bring the expansion in the consciousness and in the knowledge. Here the knowledge is experiential knowledge. When one gains the knowledge, then it is useful even in the relative world. Everything gets better in the relative world, your work, your relationships, your profession, your creativity, intelligence, everything becomes better. Then you can also listen at bedtime, or you can listen anytime, but keep it as a quiet space. Now again, I want to emphasize the universal value of this. Do not look at it as just some religious text, as a Hindu holy book, but globally, everyone, please reach out to this knowledge because it is truly universal and it will help every person. After reading this, you can read your own scriptures, you will gain more. After reading this or listening to this, you can do your own, follow your own religion, it will strengthen it. We are particularly focused on bringing this to the younger children in the villages and also in the urban areas because it brings such expansion and growth in the consciousness of the children, enhancing their intelligence and creativity, bringing more perfection in their physiology, nervous system and behavior, balancing the mind and body, bringing more harmony in the environment and the individual. So here we have the opportunity to bring forth responsible, mature children with infinite intelligence and creativity, unbounded love, kindness and tolerance, and most importantly, bringing peace and happiness in the hearts and mind, and above all, transcending boredom, not feeling limited and feeling fulfilled. So again, I might have said this about children, but it is for everyone at every age, every race, every culture, every religion. Everyone benefits. Doesn't matter where you are in life, who you are, what your age is. So please begin listening and please enjoy the progress and the experiential knowledge. Now finally, how are we bringing these? We are bringing this out as 3 channels. One will be Ma Brahmanandamayi English channel, where the talks will be all in English, but they are also translated. So the subtitles, you can read it in different translations. The second is the Hindi channel, which also has the subtitles translated into different languages. But the reason we are bringing out the Hindi channel is mainly to help with people in India who understand Hindi. As you know, in India we have 22 different languages, and these are complete languages, completely complete languages. But a majority of people in North India know Hindi, and particularly in Odisha, where we started the work, it is easier for us to convey in this knowledge, although Oriya is also a completely complete language. Then the third will be the channel for lessons, Ma Brahmanandamayi lessons. And here we are bringing out the recitation of the Bhagavad Gita in the lesson form. And we also plan to bring out the chantings as lessons, other chantings which are universal and which help with the expansion and rise in consciousness in everyone, and also which increase the bliss and the intelligence in every person. So now I end here with the thought that all of you should become enlightened, all of you should experience bliss, and all of you should transcend the suffering and just be fulfilled. Jai Gurudev. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu.